Today we're going to explore the world of alternate reality. See, back in 2002, when I built my first gaming computer, I ended up going with the sensible budget option, an AMD Athlon and a budget video card. But what if instead I had decided to spend the money and build myself the high-end gaming PC that I really wanted? So for our high-end 2002 gaming PC build, we're going to be using a 2.53 gigahertz Pentium 4 processor with the Northwood core. That was the first Pentium 4 where it has began to have an overall advantage over the competition from AMD at the time. For this motherboard, we're going to be using a cheap, crappy Soyo motherboard, on which I ended up having to replace a whole bunch of electrolytic capacitors, all these black ones, because the original cheap no-name Chinese ones have leaked. So I probably would not have bought a Soyo motherboard back in the day, but that's the one I have, and it is a fairly accurate representative of the kind of boards that would have been available at the time. And also a whopping 1 gigabyte of DDR memory running at 333 megahertz. For the video card, we're going to be using the legendary Radeon 9800 Pro, which actually came out in early 2003, but it's mostly just a faster clocked version of a Radeon 9700 Pro that came out in 2002 and was basically the king of the hill when it comes to gaming video cards. And for the sound card, we're going to be using the same Sound Blaster Audigy that I've used back in 2002. Half-Life 2. We're going to be running at 1024x768 resolution, mostly high settings, even some anisotropic filtering thrown in for good measure. Wow, that guy just disappeared. Obviously red explosive barrels that can never pass. It's like your number one priority, blowing up red explosive barrels. Especially when they're on their bridge full of baddies. Yeah, gotta love the physics. So performance is pretty good. Drops down to the 30s under heavy action, but mostly in the 40s and 50s. Yeah. Do not come down to the sewers. Bad things happen. Space aliens hanging off. Yeah, like grabbing stuff. Alright, grab a flame barrel. I love doing this. Ooh, that gotta hurt. Here, grab another one. So we got our flashlight on here, and it's a pretty detailed scene on the ground, and we're still getting frame rate in the 30s mostly, so very good, enjoyable, smooth gameplay. Far Cry, we're going to be running at 1024x768 resolution, mostly in combination of medium and high settings, and we're getting about performance in the 30s in this lush tropical green jungle, clear blue sparkling water, bright yellow explosive barrels.
Stay low and avoid contact if possible. You don't really want to.
There's a baddie. I see you. I see you too.
Right between the eyes, mofo.
So pretty good performance. Overall, smooth gameplay. And it looks very good. Call of Duty 2 is another great game from 2005. We're going to be running in 1024 by 768 resolution, settings mostly on medium, aka normal. And we're getting about 30 some frames per second in this very cinematic intro sequence. Now when the heavy action starts, we're looking closer about 20 some frames per second. Of course, the baddies always have the machine guns running around. Landing grenades for everybody. Who else wants to do that? These guys want to. So the action is smoothly in the 20s, but still playable. Not too bad for a Radeon 9800 Pro.
Area secure. Good work, Davis. I owe you one.
Next up, we have Fear, the most demanding game from 2005, and the kind of game where systems 2 generations newer than this one would have been struggling to play it at maximum settings. But we were with our Radeon 9800 Pro and Pentium 4. We're confident in our system. We're gonna play it anyway. So in this case, we're running 1024 by 768 resolution. The computer settings are set to minimum, whereas the video card settings are set mostly to some combination of medium and low. So we got nice, richly detailed environment, and we're running at about 40 or 50 frames per second. When the action starts, it drops into the high 20s, low 30s. Still playable. So actually, surprisingly good performance from a Radeon 9800 Pro. Still hanging on there. Civilization 4, great game from 2005 and what I consider the pinnacle of the Civ series before it all went horribly downhill. So in this case, we're going to be running at 1024 by 768 resolution, mostly a combination of medium and low settings. And we're gonna load a late game save file, which basically represents the worst case scenario that you can expect in this game, where there's a lot of stuff happening on screen and it's really more taxing on a system compared to earlier in the game where there's not much action. So the year is 1884. and my Civ has conquered most of the world as is appropriate. We're running at about 20 some frames per second, sometimes drops below 20, so there's some sluggishness in this game, but it's a slow-paced game, so that's not really a major detraction. High frame rate is not completely necessary, and in this type of game, you're gonna be spending most of the time thinking and planning your next moves anyway. So let's skip to the next turn and see how long the computer takes to make its decisions. Here we go. So it took about 10 to 15 seconds or so. So not too bad. Definitely playable if you really enjoy the Civilization series. Prey from 2006. We're going to be running this game at 1024 by 768 resolution, mostly a combination of low to medium settings. We're aboard an alien spaceship after aliens have invaded the Earth, and we're abducted. You're the sole escapee, so to speak. Now we gotta fight your way through.
How did you escape? Yeah, okay. Calm down. Ugh, nasty.
This is a great game. Great storyline, great sense of humor, and great gameplay with these walking on walls and ceilings things. These are cool. We're getting a solid 40, 50, 60 frames a second. Under heavier action or details, it drops down to 30s and 20s, but mostly very smooth, very playable. Oblivion. Only the most anticipated and demanding game from the year 2006. No big deal. For options, we're running at 1024 by 768 resolution. And for the other video options, we got mostly a combination of low and medium settings. So outdoors, we're getting about 30 to 40 frames a second. Sometimes dips into the 20s, but this is not a fast action game, so as long as it's reasonably smooth, it's still playable. So pretty crazy that a Radeon 9800 Pro from early 2003 is running Oblivion and actually not too shabby at it. Let's kill this goblin over here. When you take out a torch, the frame rate drops a little bit, but it's still hovering in the low 20s and still pretty smooth. Alright, here's a rat. Here's a rat who wants a piece of this. Alright, take that disgusting rat. Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl from 2007. For options, running, static lighting. The game won't let me select anything other than static lighting. Low setting, 1024 by 768 resolution. Getting about 40 to 50 frames a second. Pretty smooth overall. Let's kill some bandits. Hey, here you are. That's funny.
Нате в борщ!
Не мандражуй, пацаны! Обходим!
So in conclusion, what kind of difference would this high-end gaming PC would have made? Well, whereas I ended up needing to upgrade my budget build 2 years after I built it, with this high-end build I would have been all set for the next 3 or 4 years before I really needed an upgrade. And I would have been able to play a lot of the later games at a much higher detail level and at a significantly higher level of performance. So who knows, maybe in the end I could have even saved some money in the long run. But anyway, that does it for this video. So if you liked it, subscribe, thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.